Yes, sir. Ren is bike. We got a new tail as well. I love the tails. These are my favorite joints by Ren that I have the privilege of reacting to. Jenny and Screech, Richard, Vincent, any of the tails, bro. I'm all for them. I love all of these. I love storytelling Ren. I love when he's in that element. But before we even hop into this, I want to say with what he did with the Skinner brothers, I think right now Ren is, how can I put this? I'm not talking about the lyrics. I'm not talking about the depth of the storytelling. I'm not talking about the sound. I'm talking about just musically all around like the artistic integrity in music. Ren is in shape. Y'all know what I mean by that? Ren is in top tier, top notch Dwayne the Rock Johnson shape of music right now. So I'm hellaciously excited to get into this. Storytelling Ren with what, like, rolling off of what he just did with the Skinner brothers, I think we're in for a treat. That's all I'm gonna say. So if y'all are ready to get into it, let's do it. But before we do, make sure you smash that like button and smash the subscribe button for me. It really does help the channel grow. It helps propels me into the algorithm, and I appreciate all of you guys for it. Let's dive in, man. Let's dive in. This is Ren, Vincent's Tale, the newest installment. Buckle up, buckle up. Let's get it. I'm gonna try my best, man. I'm gonna try my best. All of these are so thought provoking. This is absolutely fire. Smoking it out of the. I'm a sucker for a guitar solo, like an electric guitar solo at that. I'm a sucker for it, bro. But I'm used to it being like in a bridge somewhere or at the tail end of a song to kind of wrap in the emotions that you couldn't quite nail with the lyricism. But like to open it up, I think that's an emotional that's an emotional introduction. It's an emotional statement. Wicked, bro. Wicked, dog. Before the lyrics even start, I have to say it. Artistically speaking, there is no competition. There is no competition, really. Artistically speaking, sorry, there is none. Let's go.
Anger. Have you ever felt anger with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated. Look for the new thing, always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below, same thing. Wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane men living in insane terrain, contorn insane brains that are kind of deranged, strange, without the factor of cause and effect. Factually, the man's a casualty of constant neglect. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right. listen, there's a couple of things just in the beginning of this that I gotta talk about before we head in. Like I'm not trying to be the guy that pauses all the time, not on a Ren track, not on like a storytelling record, but there's a couple of things that I gotta talk about just because I'm passionate about it, right? In here he says Vincent felt cold, neglected, and jaded, impotent, empathy, castrated. Look for the new thing. Always look for the new thing. Now I'm thinking in terms of like where he's coming from as a writer, right? And when you're he's such a genius to me, man, because just in that one statement, you can take it a million different ways. But what the way that I take that is a lot of times we end up feeling cold, neglected, jaded because instead of searching within ourselves for a key to happiness or a key to success or kind of like a core foundation, a lot of times what we do is we're just like looking for the new thing to fit in with the rest of the crowd. So you might see the new thing on Twitter, and on Twitter everybody's going in on X, Y, or Z. So all of a sudden you're like, ooh, I can go in on her, I could talk bad about her, and then your insides fill with that. So all of a sudden, where you might not have even really felt that way, you were just trying to look for the new thing, always looking for the new thing. You end up inserting yourself in a lie, and then you fill yourself with this lie, and you end up incompetent, and you end up cold, and you end up you end up like this. And I think that that's very strategic of him to place that there because I think that anybody can take that a million different ways. You could talk about away from Twitter, not to go on a rant, but like get off of Twitter. You can even talk about how like you finally like made it to a situation in your life you never thought you would make it to. You bought a new home, you got a nice car, your family's taken care of, you got a good job, but your neighbor down the street, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, your neighbor down the street just got that new Tesla, and all of a sudden, you know, your wife might be on some, man, I want one of them Teslas. You know what I mean? Always looking for the new thing. And right when you should be feeling a sense of accomplishment and a sense of peace and a sense of, right when you should be feeling like you've made it, you've reached a goal, all of a sudden that feeling gets replaced with a new empty, a new, you get what I'm saying? So I understand that. Like, look for the new thing, always look for the new thing. Never look above, never look within, without, above, below, same thing. And I love how we wrapped it in with that because it does like whatever you're at, bro, like left, right, liberal, conservative. Like wherever you're at in your life, whatever team ideology you play on, you really ain't no different than the other team. That's the way that I take it. I think that that's fire. I think it's dope.
Constant neglect, let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother painting scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm. Shooting up the birth canal, Vinny fell out like yarn. Tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally average grade, sprayed with low self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny Vinny. He weren't ever good at hustling shit.
Crazy transition, bro. When it's cash rules every, shout out to Woo, shout out to the Woo, bro. But cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money, and that transition back into the riff on, bro. Come on, y'all got to quit playing with the boy. He's super. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous because he does all of this. Like y'all have to understand something. When I'm talking about Ren, I cherish a lot of artists, especially underground artists, but I cherish him in a different way because you're not hearing samples here. There's no samples. You know what I mean? There's no his inspiration comes from within. Yeah, maybe based off of the things that he sees around him, but the inspiration for the artistic aspect of his music comes from within. It's like a blank canvas and he just starts throwing stuff at it and it turns out it's beautiful.
The average grade, sprayed with low self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny Vin. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty jobs that he was dead and stocking. Started a combustion, nothing.
Come on, bro.
Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats, the days are weeks, the weeks are most your life. When the day's done, it's the same one. It's a repeat, it's a rerun. A deja vu religion, a foreboding of a prison. Whole Britain, Great Britain, hell Britannia rule the waves. We started out with intentions and we ended up like slaves. Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too DK.
That's real. That's very poetic. So what we're doing here is we're describing we're describing what's within. We're describing the reason why Vincent is Vincent. You know what I mean? And just the different battles and the different demons that he faces on a regular basis, which made him into who he is. So you can always see like the bad in people and assume that you know everything about why they do what they do. But normally there's another side to that story. Normally there's a lot more to it, and it's a lot more nuanced than what you may see on Twitter, on Instagram, on the news. So I appreciate him giving that input into who we're dealing with here. Who are we talking about here? I mean, you guys are here for a reaction, right? Let's talk about it a little bit. Let's start from the start. Vincent was born in a dark home, birth to a mother. I'm sorry. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, a home birth to a mother. So already it's messed up, bro. Like, wasn't born in a hospital, born at home. And this mother had painted scars on her arm, track marks from the dragon. Y'all know what he's talking about there. I don't have to go into detail. China white in her palm. You know what he's talking about there. I don't have to go into detail. Shooting up the birth canal, Vinny fell out like yarn. Tumbled out, himself unraveling. And imagine that. The way you came into this world is the way that you just continuously spiral and live in this world. You came out like a tumble. And your world just continues to do that, right? Like, and it talks about him having exceptionally average grades, sprayed with low self-esteem. So like you're an average at best, and that's when you're trying your best, but you're sprayed out with low self-esteem. So you're never going to really get anywhere in life. And from the fire to the frying pan, flaming it green, when it's the cash that rules everything around me, cream. Then he goes into that crazy rhyme scheme, which I love. I just appreciate like the attention to detail that he plays, like especially in his storytelling of letting you know these characters. There's a such thing called character development. If you notice, like with Eminem and Stan, when Eminem made Stan, there was a lot of character development. There were literally 4 verses of you understanding why Stan felt the way that Stan felt, who Stan was. You didn't have to second guess anything. So by the time Eminem came around on the end with his letter back to Stan, there was a full comprehension on who Stan was. That's part of the genius of Stan. And I think that Ren does a really good job of the same thing. And I love this bar right here. And the cycle is a cycle of a psychopath. I'm sorry. And the cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The cycle that he lives in is a cycle that you would only see a psychopath on. And beyond that, it like a psychopath on ice. You know what a psychopath on ice would look like? Trying to skate on the ice, probably fall a million times, scared that he's going to fall into a hole. And the day repeats. The days are weeks. The weeks are most of your life. When the days are done, it's a rerun. It's a repeat. It's the same one. A deja vu religion, a forbidding of a prison. And then he starts talking about how we, like, not just him, a lot of people on earth just, they drink to kill the tension, or you use to kill the tension. And ironically, you're spending your whole paycheck to use to kill the tension. And you're causing more tension because now you're out of money and your stresses run up, your bills run up, and it causes more stress indefinitely. And that's kind of the society we live in. And now we're getting to a point where people are beginning to make you feel like it's okay. you know? Very dope. Love this. I know that was a lot, man, but I mean, we're reacting to a tale, right? Hope y'all don't mind.
And so it goes. Vinny starts
Hey,
to
hold up.
drink to let go. Soon he's drinking, cause when he don't drink, every day is a day on death row. So he drinks so he don't have to think. Mercy tastes bittersweet when the spirit that's inside of him sinks in his teeth.
I can't just pass over that, bro. I can't. So he starts to drink so he doesn't have to think. Mercy tastes so bittersweet. We just described what he meant about the drinking and like mercy tastes so bittersweet when that demon that's inside of you starts clawing his way out and sinks himself in. Ooh. I could go on and on. I could go on and on about that. I'm gonna let it live. All right, let's go, Ren. Very dope. Very, very dope, man.
Sinks in his
Shout out to all my
teeth.
demon fighters, huh?
And the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice. Inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze, who's who he lose himself to? 1, 2, many 1, 2, 3 shots down. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. Now it's Vinny Boy's round.
I love this. I think this is amazing. I think and in the beginning of the video, I talk about how like the artistic integrity and the artistic aspect of his storytelling records are what's so impressive. But like here, I ain't gonna lie to you, his rapping capability and the way that he's spitting and the way that he's laying these lyrics out, that's also extremely impressive. Hold up. Now we got a Richard's Tale? I gotta think back about who Richard is. Is Richard the cop? I can't remember, man. Yeah. All right, bet.
Siren starts singing as the screws murder silence.
Wait. 1 second. Man, y'all are gonna shame me. I don't remember which tale that Richard is initially from. We've done so many of them. It's not Jenny and Screech, right? It's not Jenny and Screech, right? Which one is he originally from? It's gonna drive me crazy. I gotta find out. I gotta figure it out. So he's from the newest one, right? Because what I'm reading right here, it's kind of based off of Jenny and Screech and the cop that's in that tale. But he actually played a vital role in, I think it was the last one. It was the last one that we did before this, where he ends up in a situation where he like has to pop somebody, right? It'll come together as I continue to watch it.
Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain flying stars.
All right.
Siren starts singing as the screws murder silence. Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the law, they go to war with non-compliance. Locked up, Vinny been locked up since his mother knocked up. Kitty grew up fast, pulled his socks up, chop. Keep that credit top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop.
I love this grit. Like this is like New York grime gritty style hip hop. Like Cream Get the Money, he's kind of leaning into Wu-Tang there a little bit, but he's rapping like New York gritty, grimy, street life hip hop. Like I like this. I think that this is excellent, and he sounds really good flowing over these types of beats.
Top time is money, tick-tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special, Vinny spent his life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jackal. Building pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinny split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash, copper car lights flash. Red and blue kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex.
Yeah, hold up. What did he just say right there? That was ill. That was ill. Wrapping back into what he was talking about
Blue
earlier.
kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety.
Just a victim of society, the one that sells you alcohol and serves you, and the one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. I love Ren. I love Ren, boy. But Ren, at some point, people need to be held accountable for some things, right? Like, but I love Ren, and I'm telling you that as an addict, right? Like, I spent more years on H and on amphetamines than I have off of them. You know what I mean? 12 years removed. I'm doing good with my life. Things are doing great. But you do have to take accountability at some point, right? You have to quit blaming society and blaming what's happened to you for the reasons why you consistently do these things. But I also, on the flip of that, I do appreciate Ren shining a light on the other side. Like, it's not like people just go out here and they say, you know what? I'm going to become a drug addict today. I'm just going to start using drugs. I was happy. Now I hate my life. You know, nobody really does that. It's not the way that it works. And I appreciate Ren shining a light on that.
I'm just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex as it pedestals virginity. The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability.
I'm a Christian, so I will pedestal your virginity, but I understand exactly where he's coming from there, because as a Christian, it's very frustrating that every turn, every corner, especially with two young kids at home, like, your phone's got it in it, everything. Like, you can't go a day in your life without seeing some form of corn or some, you know what I'm saying, somewhere. Like, it could be on a TV series, it could be on the news today, it could be on your Twitter page, just unwelcomed. Like, it's crazy. And as a Christian, it's very frustrating to raise kids in a society that, you know, they say, like, cherish your virginity, but at the same time they'll flip around and throw every stumbling block your way that they possibly can.
1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 1, our boy spun his own web-fed tarantulas come like 9 to the 9 to the 9 for his crimes, timelines intersect. Richard's fate was designed.
Wait. Is Richard the one that ended up getting popped? I'm ashamed. All I can really remember is that it was tragic. Like, whatever happened at the end of that video with him was tragic. It was tragedy of some sort. So I'm excited to see kind of how this plays out. It almost seems like Ren, and the way that Ren's hitting at him in the back of the cop car is almost like a conscience of some sort. You know what I mean?
Paint the picture, set the scene.
I feel like this whole vibe right here is very Lose Yourself-esque. I don't know if he's like paying homage to Eminem, or I don't even know if he likes Eminem. I'm sure he does, but like, this seems like a homage to him right here. Like, standing like that with that type of t-shirt on with the Scully. I just wanted to say this looks very Lose Yourself-y. But you know, obviously this video is way better than the Lose Yourself video. Yeah, for sure.
Picture, set the scene. It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and reach.
All right. Vincent and a boy named Screech. Screech ended up getting popped by Vincent. That's what I thought. Wait. Richard. God. I'm getting lost, Ren.
It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech.
Richard and a boy named Screech. So Richard popped Screech. It was tragic. I remember. All right.
Hands of fate, they touch and read. Siblings buried, blood it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Falls a muddled, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently.
And then he never gets to meet a sister, right? Like Screech never gets to meet a sister or something like that. Never gets to find out or whatever it was.
The bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself, and there's nowhere to go. And his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seem to plateau when it's popo.
Insane rapping capability. Insane rapping capability. But also I love what he's doing here too, because while I'm talking about people taking accountability and how he shines a light on the other side of things with what was going on at the beginning of the video, he's also doing the same thing for like cops out there. There's some good cops that end up in these really trashy situations that end up having to face demons at the end of it, and a lot of people don't realize that, right? This is dope.
Memories. Falls a muddled, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself, and there's nowhere to go. And his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seem to plateau when his popo went loco. And woe so low that his mojo no mono rebound, no yo-yo. And so the time it moved slow-mo. You see the case was never closed, cause the motive was confusing. Orphan killed his sister, but his sister was removed when the...
What? It was never closed because the case was a little too confusing. I gotta hear what he said. Gotta hear what he says right here. Hold on.
Cause the motive no rebound, no yo-yo. And so the time it moved slow-mo. You see the case was never closed, cause the motive was confusing. Orphan killed his sister, but his sister was removed when...
Wow.
The mother died in childbirth, but dying womb life brings. The cycle of samsara always was quite amusing. Brother killed his sister, but the records seem to show the brother never met his sister, didn't even know. So the tragedy was a catastrophe, a fate fucked up. Rich just losing sleep while his whole family's talked up.
Got it. So what happened was he popped Screech. Screech never met his sister, but the facts were all a little too confusing to actually press him for a motive or to lock him up for it. So he walks free, but even when he walks free, he has to deal with the trauma, with the demons that go along with such a situation. Very dope, bro. Very dope. Doing all of this through music is crazy. Crazy work.
A fate fucked up. Rich just losing sleep while his whole family's talked up. The 5 stages of grief is a common psychological model, often used to provide reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. 1. Denial, pretending for a while, reality retired, but everything is changing. Richie lost the will to smile, how to reconcile when murdering a child. The 2nd stage is anger, feel it bubbling the bile. Anger, damn the man that served the hand that wrote the plan. If God is will that's good and grand, then damn we are all are damn forsaken by creation. Revelations Richard cannot stand. The 3rd stage is bargaining, begging God for second chance. Lord, I know it is a reach, but I'm begging on my knees. Resurrect the boy James, resurrect the boy Screech. I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's a lesson taught in grief. Depression, demonic like possession, that feeds upon this spark for life. No water is refreshing, no sunlight brings him warmth, no sleep will ever bring resting. His guilt and doubt are oh so loud, the silence sounds so deafening. Depression, depression, the numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression.
This is incredible, y'all. This is incredible. I just wanted to say.
The numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression. Stressing is a lesson when your mind begins reflecting. That's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance.
This is incredible, bro. I'm blown away. I'm just blown away. Because listen, I'm 28 minutes deep and I'm going off topic. But y'all don't care. I know the Ren fans don't care, especially if you've already made it to this point. So too often in today's society, excellence gets overlooked. And it gets overlooked because people's attention spans go like this. Like somebody has watched this and thought it was incredible and loved it, and they've already moved on to see what, what's going on in the politics world, and that took their mind to a different place. So now they're watching a reaction to the political aspect of it, and like then they're gonna come back and they're gonna watch some of the reaction videos. But they're like, I'm telling you, there's some people that just really aren't gonna take the time to really appreciate this art. And I will tell you to leave my channel right now, go back and listen to this song like 3 or 4 times until you can really appreciate the effort that he put into this. Because in all honesty, like that's what I love about Ren is his artistic integrity. It's like he will not put anything out unless it's solidified in the art that he gets from within. And this is incredible. I mean, all of this in one record, the storytelling, the visuals, the beats, okay? The electric guitar at the beginning of it, for crying out loud. The rapping, the lyricism, the cadences, the flow switches, the pockets that he squeezes into, the characters and the like this is so much. Like if this came out in 2002, we would be watching this at number 1 on TRL or number 1 on BET 106 and Park or whatever. I'm telling you. I'm telling you we would because this is it's so fire, bro. And I feel like I hate that great art like this gets overlooked. And I'm going to be honest with you. I tell my daughter, she asks me all the time, you know, she's 12 going on 18 and she asks me all the time, "Dad, all my friends have TikTok. Can I have a TikTok?" And I'm like, "No." And she asked me to tell her why, other than, you know, I told you so. And I told her, I was like, I don't want you to have a TikTok because it's going to make you won't be able to appreciate art. You won't be able to appreciate, and I trust my daughter, right? So like, I'm not worried about her going and looking at the wrong type of stuff on there or the wrong timelines. Like I do. She's a very trustworthy girl. But I told, and that's what she felt. She was like, "Do you not trust me?" And I'm like, it's not the trust. It's that it's going to deteriorate your brain to the point where you can't appreciate art anymore. You can't appreciate music anymore. You can't appreciate like you're gonna have to like I'm not about like the oh I didn't like this for 10 seconds so I swapped it. You know what I mean? I'm not into that. That's like being in the car, you got a brand new CD, you put it in the CD player and it's just like skip, 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 skip until something like pulls you in. Listen to it, get the experience of it, and then decide, you know, later what you want to skip and what you want to. And I miss those days, the days when we cherished art. And I just felt like he needed, I not needed, but he deserved a shout out for that right here because this is amazing.
Roads get shaken up. The road's never quite ideal, but slow rise, dust it off. And let me tell you something, Richie, man, I'm proud. Cause you pulled a stitch from the seam, the wound was open weeping. Felt like a regression, but that flesh was sat for healing. You wrestled imperfections, misdirections, what with demons. Most demons are a fallen angel, truth has double meanings. Perspective disconnects the trauma, trauma turns to lessons. The biggest curse you'll ever face could be your greatest blessing. Remember, in the darkest times, no need for second guessing. No path is ever linear, a stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow, and day follows day. There will always be tomorrow when it gets colder. Whatever, it's only weather. Rain feeds the crops, let them grow, think clever. I'm so fucking proud of you, Richie, my boy. I know you're itchy, my boy, to get to work and deploy. Serve and protect my don, in for the right reason. I know you think you've done wrong, but look at who you become. It's your first day at work, big man. Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on. We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Wow. Oh. Yeah. Well, that could go wrong. This was incredible. What this is the best. Like, I don't know if it gets better than that. I love Jenny and Screech. This is up there with Jenny and Screech to me. This is up there with like I might even have like Violet's Tale sound so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like the sound of it, like sonically, it's I love Violet's Tale too. This is up there. And one thing about being a reactor man is when you normally catch the wave of someone you were unfamiliar with in the beginning, you normally catch the wave as they trickle downward in their careers or they trickle downward in their creativity. And I feel like Ren is still on the upward. And I can't wait to see what he drops next. I can't wait. I think I read somewhere that he's got like 2 more of these coming out this month. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for any and everything Ren. But this right here, I almost wish like if Ren might see this. I don't know. Ren, if you see this, I almost wish you wouldn't drop the other two this month and let people make people live with this. I know that the other stuff will be incredible too, but bro, like let people live with it. I'm passionate about that. Like I get so tired of people just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. It's as somebody that really appreciates art and really appreciates music, that's the most aggravating thing on earth to me. But I love this record and I'm going to watch this and listen to this a million times. Lots of replay value here. Uh and I love shining a light on all of these situations you never really think to look at. Like, for instance, like not to bring politics into this, but that ICE agent that just knocked off that lady, right? That's just an example of how everybody just like joins a team ideology and they're like, you're wrong for this. And then the other team's like, no, you're wrong for this. And we hate your guts. What Ren does by shining this light is he kind of makes you focus on it's not always that black and white, bro. It's nuanced. There's some color to this. Look. Shout out to Ren. I love this. And I can't wait to hear what's next. And thank you. Thank you for watching. If you watch this all the way to the end, this 35-minute video of me reacting and running my mouth to this Ren music, thank you. Let me know in the comments that you are one of those people. Just say, I was one of them. I don't know who you are. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. All right? Peace.